many would say two ways to look at it. One, why is the government not protecting the sports industry by gazetting some of these places and making sure sports has a home? The other, of course, is looking at it from the perspective of, yeah, but that's an opportunity for clubs like Cobs that have been around for such a while to be able to have their own home. I don't know which side of the coin, Alan, you would fall on.
No, for me it is, again, frustration that these sports facilities are not being developed, but they're just being turned into infrastructure for businessmen. It comes with capitalism, but it's a little bit frustrating for some of us who grew around that place. There were multitudes of football places that you can play from. Then and you could find a sport, and you could find a bunch of children, a bunch of teenagers, a bunch of youth engaging in productive activities. And first, just like you said, we saw the mango trees disappear. Then came, first of all, game came and took over. On the other side, there are car bonds and where the UMA parking lot is, and all of that was green, and there were different clubs.
There used to be 8 pitches there.
Yes, it was huge, because then you would see lots of people, lots of greenery, and not only was it a place where people would come, converge, and work on their wellness, but it was a source of livelihood for very many people, because under those mango trees, there used to be ladies who were doing all kinds of maize, maybe it roasted, be it boiled pancakes, as you walk through. And so there's a lot that happened. Of course, development comes, but development should not be at the expense of giving away this place. I think development should have been, you turn those 8 into ultra-modern sports facilities that can then host more games than just the KCCA game across. And now that Legends is gone, I think this is our only green space that's happening around there. We've seen turnstiles being turned from the washing bay, so you'd wonder what would happen if you're going to watch a game of rugby and if you have to pay parking. And so anyway, it's pretty sad that what should have been a modernized sports facility has now turned into a commercial space. And I speak from a point of a lot of attachment to that place.
Speaking of attachments, I think our producer is going to give the younger generation that never got a chance to see this attachment Soki had to this particular place. This was sanctum sanctorium for him every other Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's hard, but you know, it's funny. I was talking about it earlier on and saying, you know, we can laugh about it sometimes, but it's painful to actually say the end of an era for something that on any other day should not at all really have anything of that sort in the mindset.
There's so many. And for me, there's a running joke that we came to Kampala as adults. I came to Kampala as an old person. And there's so many beautiful memories at Legends that I have. But then you also have people like Adam Soko who have grown up there. For me, it's the numerous times I've watched rugby at the ground. Some people have become my closest of friends. Some have become family, to be honest. There's teams with whom we have shared sweat and laughter and tears, winning and losing. That has been the beauty of sport, that we've created that bond that has transcended, that has entered even just beyond the sport, like it's now in our personal lives. But then also we've had good times at Legends, to be honest. We've had some very, very beautiful times in that grass there that you see on the screen. Supporting Uganda, supporting our different clubs, but then also the entertainment, having a blast. I feel, for me, it's just maybe from 2014, it's about 12 years, 11 years-ish. For Alan Soke, it could be double that.
Yeah, I first stepped at Legends Rugby Club in 1998. That was the first time that the first time I stepped at Kampala Rugby Club, I was winning a schools final with King's College Budo against Namilyango. And transcending to that, many years later, in 2002, we go and win our first Africa Continental CAR 1B tournament, beating Botswana. I scored 5 tries in that game. It was rain-soaked, mud-soaked pitch, but we didn't give a damn. They let Herbert Wafula as our captain, so we lifted that trophy. That was the first trophy that we had there for in a long time. 2008, my wedding reception was right at the center line of Kampala Rugby Club. Yeah, at that point in time, I had a big UTL billboard down that side in the corner, and we beat Namibia for a very first time on that. We had numerous victories over Kenya, Cameroon on that game. I think it has been one of my best tries, run from a 22 chip and chase and score it against Madagascar. We have fought different people. Of course, there are very many disappointments that have come along the way, from the Heathens, from the Impis, from the Rhinos, also from the Pirates. Women's Day, that Women's Day victory comes to mind in the season when I came back. The party afterwards, where we used to play, sit around, have a case of beer, which was given to you, and that was what, if you did win a game, you wouldn't get that crate of beer. And we used to play for a crate of beer. We used to jog from Makerere to Legends as warm-up, and for us that was fitness. We had the time of training for the Commonwealth Games 2006. Tolbert used to take us up and down that court. Herbert Wafula, the first time went to the Dubai 7. So it has a lot of history that many of us are really, really attached to. I met my wife a few after Nathan Wasolo's wedding reception, which was at Legends. So I met her. So for me, it's a very, very personal arrangement, and it's sad that we won't enjoy the greenery there. We watched so many Super Rugby games and watched so many World Cups. We had so many 31st entering the new year, looking at fireworks at that ground. So it had a lot of attachment to very many of us, and it's sad that it has to go that way. But yeah, life moves on. The Cobs, the Panthers, the Warriors, and the Rhinos now have to press reset, find a new home ground, because sevens are coming. You have to keep training. It's going to be tough for us who are around Lugogo, and now we have one place that we can. Yeah, so it's for me, it's going to be a very sad piece of history that has been robbed from us.
I rarely voice it, but I've always regarded Legends as an ETC. And before you jump at me, ETC here standing for Emotional Training Center, because the emotions people have gone through in that place, you don't need to go too far. Ask some teams what happened this season. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. That place. Yeah, but a couple of sports pundits also did weigh in on their thoughts on this news when it actually was confirmed, because I don't think this one broke at any one point. It had been breaking for so many times. But Hippos did weigh in. Recently lost Makerere Rugby Grounds. Now this Legends has been home to passionate clubs, countless memories, generations of players, a place where young talent grew, where fans forged rivalries and friendships. Devastated. There's no easy way to process this news. Jonah Biakutaga, we do not need another hotel in Lugogo. We need protection of our few remaining sports facilities. Government should buy Legends, give Siagi land elsewhere. Legends isn't a home for 5 rugby league clubs, but also home to alumni football leagues. Young people are being sidelined.
That's true.
That's from Jonah Biakutaga. Interesting profile picture there from Jonah.
That decision.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
We look at from the rugby because of the scrum, but the leagues, the aluminium leagues, alumni leagues that he has talked about, have a way of bringing people together, and there's a lot.
The ripple effect.
It's going to really, really be felt. Daudi, who has been our stalwart for so many years, we now have to find him. I'm sure he's going to go back to Mukono and first take 2 weeks off, but he's looked after the ground very well for so many years, and we've seen Sharon there as well. People are really, really going to be attached. The staff who are there helping us out one way or the other, so it's going to be a very, very emotional place. When you drive by there and you see it closed, it's quite sad.
All right, let's just jump into some of those socials, because our time is fast spent, and I'm being reliably informed that we might not be able to run into the playbook for today. But let's look at some of those social media reactions. And gentlemen, as we actually get into those social media reactions from the people and what they think, let me just quickly pick your minds. Ernest, you thought you had gotten away, but tomorrow, playoff promotional place. Your general thoughts as we wrap this up.
later, quarter, later. Kakira Simbas, Impis. That is
Chani Chagun.
yeah. Given the way how they've been playing,
Yeah.
and this is in their regional championships. And then now also when you look at how the first round went, I thought Impis would walk over KIU Cross, but it was a very close game.
Yeah.
Kakira Simbas 17-9 against the Gulu City Falcons. And now the teams that came out on top in those games are going up against each other. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. For me, I expect a proper arm wrestle. I'm thinking it's going to be a low-scoring, like a 13-10 game.
13-10. All right. Soki, where do you stand on this one?
Well, again, the newbies, Kakira Simbas, they have an amazing project. Of course, we also have an attachment to the Impis. Being from Makerere University, we used to play for Makerere University so we have that attachment, and particularly I was in Sibira Hall, so the playground is just down there. So, and the amount of people that actually watch a game at Makerere is quite astounding, and that is, I've always said this even as we do match announcements. These fans, we don't know where they disappear to, but we need to get them at every ground. The Impis has a strong following, and I have an attachment to Makerere, so I would hope that the Impis can pull one over the Simbas. I haven't watched the Simbas play, so I'm now going with just the heart. I know it's going to be a huge contest, and yeah, may the best team win. I don't expect any other teams to cause any shocks outside these two, and since it's for them, it's a league round robin, you have to win your games. Good luck to Impis. However, the Simbas, good project that you have going. I love the fact that they've been able to draw very many good players from even the Hippos, so even that is a big project, and I think people see into that vision. And yeah, let's be at Makerere to witness greatness happen. And yeah,
I don't know if I should be disappointed or stand, as hoping Soki would not call it Nsibiro and call it Northcote, but anyway, that's maybe just me. Yeah, speaking of... we are spent for time, but let's just give you a quick flash on what's happening elsewhere. He did speak about the project at Hippos, and quite a couple of changes that are happening at Hippos. We did manage to get some official communication. I don't know if our producer will be able to just flash it out there for you. But